Hello there. Good day to you. This is T1na Ba1ley asking if you can come out to play. Imagination is key. When you imagine, do you imagine that you can or that you can't? When you imagine, do you imagine that you have or that you have not? If you're imagining, can't the one place that you have be in your imagination or that you can? Should you can't in the real world, wouldn't imagining that you can or that you have be a safe place to have? Is your imagination a safe place? Welcome, 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 Creatively Created Crochet. Welcome. Who is that? Brian Lynn. Can you do in your imagination the things you seem to not be able to do? When you imagine, do you imagine yourself with or without? With riches or without riches? When you imagine, do you go all out above and beyond in the lap of luxury, or the opposite? How do you play, pretend, imagine, have fun in your imaginary world? And if you hadn't recently, how did you when you were a child? Because perhaps you didn't imagine things, being an adult. How was that imaginary play as a child? Whenever you played imaginary, did you play like you had manners? Did you play like you were unruly? Did you play like you had to go to the hospital and an ambulance had to come and get you? Or did you play like you were well and healthy and strong and able? Did you play like you had arguments? Did you play like you could speak your mind? Did you play like you got punished when you spoke your mind? Imagination is key to our reality. Can you imagine yourself being successful? Or have you seen yourself being successful, wealthy, healthy, strong? Do you play like you're healthy, wealthy, strong? Hi, BJ Jordan. So today is Saturday, right? Let me check. Yes, Saturday, July 9th. And on Saturdays, I like to wake up, get ready, do my chores, eat breakfast, go outside and play, go to my neighbor's house and knock on the door and say, can you come outside to play? So I'm asking you, you are my neighbors. Can you come outside to play? My virtual neighbors here. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's a great day. I like Saturday nostalgia play. I like to keep that um, play going, even though I'm not literally knocking on my neighbor's door asking if they can come outside to play. um, how this is tying into the book that I'm reading, Imagination. The book that I'm reading is InFocus, or is Your Personal Guide by Joylina Goodings. And the new section I'm on, it talks about imagination. So I thought I'd collaborate that with Saturday morning play. Imagination and playing, I thought, goes hand in hand. To get us to see what we are imagining and then how it correlates with our reality. Aha! See, there's a point. There's that adult point. Pause Games Positive Light. Welcome. So I have asked some questions and they are, how do you imagine when you play imaginary? Or when you played imaginary, if you haven't played imaginary recently, how did you play imaginary? Have, did you imagine that you had, or did you imagine that you didn't have? Did you imagine that you could, or that you can achieve, or did you imagine that you couldn't or could not achieve? Did you imagine that you were healthy, strong, or that you were weak and feeble? The book that I am reading, titled InFocus, Auras, Your Personal Guide by Joylina Goodings. The section that I'm on, it speaks about imagination and how imagination is important. It aids us in helping to sense, see, and feel auras. And it reads, the importance of imagination. Do not underestimate the power of your unconscious to sense things. A good example of this is when you are focusing on your phone while walking down a street and you're about to cross the road, but suddenly you take a step back from the curb because your senses warn about a bus that's coming down the road, which if you had stepped off the curb would have hit you. The reality of this unconscious action is that you were distracted and hadn't heard the bus, but when it entered your auric field, you took an instinctive step back out of harm's way. Even with experiences like that, we often don't trust our senses, and we start how many times we often don't trust our senses and we start to rationalize. How many times and decided it was your imagination, just to find out that you had heard something? Or what about when you see something from the corner of your eye, but then you rationalize it away? We live in a three-dimensional world, and as such, we see and touch physical things. We are taught that if we can't see and touch something, it doesn't exist. That isn't only that isn't only in our imagination. But what about oxygen and carbon dioxide? We can't see them, but science tells us they are there. Well, the same is true for auras, which were at a higher frequency than physical bodies, and so it is not easy to see them, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. People often ask when they are learning how to be psychic how they can tell whether the information coming into their heads is from their imagination or if it is real. If it is in your imagination, it is real because it is the energy of esoteric world, the etheric energy and spirit. For instance, if you imagine that there is a blockage in someone's aura, Just because you're imagining it does not mean it's wrong. It just means you are learning to use your unconscious sense. Developing and trusting your imagination is vitally important for working with auras and for sensing colors. Let's say you look at a color and imagine something that happens to be that color. For instance, you imagine an orange. Then the color you are sensing is orange. Or when you sense the color yellow, you might imagine a lemon. If you imagine a blue sky or sea, then those are the shades of color you are sensing. When you see or imagine a color, then those are the colors within your aura. As you open your imagination to the unseen world, it intuitively picks up on the aura and uses everyday objects to show you what your own unconscious senses are picking up. Yes, I do. Thank you, Brian. I like this book. So, yeah, do you see how I am tying that all together, incorporating all that together? with play and how imagination is the unconscious. So the questions that I proposed earlier in this live were to get you to think how you're using your imagination to see what's in your unconsciousness so that you can become aware of your unconsciousness. Aware of your unconscious. And thus you can begin to consciously affect your unconscious by how you imagine. Ta-da! You all are in deep thought, I see. That's good. It is 4:06 here, Eastern Time. Wonderful. So, because I am enjoying this book so much, I thought I'd share it with you all. And as I'm sharing it, I have asked some queries to host an open discussion on this topic. So I open the floor for discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, so the ayes have it. So something cool to notice is like how you imagined when you were younger and then seeing what transpired since then and if they had any uh, similarities to how you played, imagine. Do you like the beach? Imagining imagining a beach with golden waters, golden waters of prosperity, golden waters of wealth, health, peace, prosperity, and you can take as much as you need or as little as you need, as much as you would like or as little as you would like, and you always will receive what you need in this water. So a beach is a great place for imaginary visuals. So let's imagine together this beach with golden waters. The waters is a great ray of a sunset gold, and you can get in the water and you can rinse, and as you're rinsing you are healthy, you are restoring your health, you are restoring any cells, you are rejuvenating your cells and replenishing your health in this water. Now, let's imagine monies. in this water, because not only does this water cleanse and heal and restores your health and rejuvenates your cells, it also is an abundance of wealth and monies. So you can take as much as you would like. You could take a cup full. You may have a cup. You can imagine a bucket. You can imagine a wheelbarrow. And you can scoop as much of this water out. And as much of this water you can scoop out, that's as much monies as you can take with you. So if you would like a little, you can take a little. If you would like a lot, you can take a lot. There's plenty to have. There's plenty for all who comes to this water at this beach. What do you have? Do you have a cup? Have you stood in the water yet? Are you ankle deep into the water yet? Are you knee deep into the water yet? Have you allowed your back to be restored with the healing waters? And as you are being replenished by this healing water, you are thankful and grateful, and you are expressing gratitude. You are thankful for this beach, grateful for these healing waters, grateful for this wealth and abundance. And if you have your cup, you have scooped some water out. You know how you may go to the beach and you may scoop out some water to take with you. That is your abundance, and it will manifest into the monies that you need, and it will be just the right amount that you need, abundance above and beyond, and healing. And I'm going to be quiet now so that we can imagine this picture of this beach with this golden rays of water, sunset, and allow ourselves to replenish and receive the abundance, and allow ourselves to be grateful and feel the senses of this all.